Всем привет, мои дорогие друзья! Вы на канале Магарча, и мы продолжаем проходить Вампир. Так, ну что ж, шантаж УАЙТЧЕПЕЛЕ. Думаю, может, стоит занести, пока мы здесь. Ну, всё равно как бы рядышком. Вот. Ну, там Хукс, вот он, блядь.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Rid. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Отлично.
How is the
Побеседуем.
situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Ну да.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It
Я уже
seems
заметил.
things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Да-да. Нехуй похоронишь.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
По факту, блядь. Сказки нужны. На
I
кошелек.
have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Вот они как.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reid. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Ну да, по факту. Встречать, мутить и так далее.
I'd like to...
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A
Дробовик Милтона. Ебать, у меня денег, пиздец. Денег у меня хуйня. Не. Я ничего подавать не буду, блядь, простите. Я пойду навыки прокачаю. И потом уже, ну, на задание, соответственно. Надо восстановиться, блядь, все в таком духе. Ну что, блядь, это не дело. Может, что-нибудь скрафтить. Не смысла, блядь, улучшать это всякое говно. Лекарство, что у нас тут? От сепсиса. О. Охуенно. Лекарство делаем. Зашибись. Вот что можем, блядь. Вот что можем. Ебать. Организм. Да, темочка нормальная. Не, ну, блядь, тут есть пассивные навыки, которые, блядь, мне гораздо, блядь. Один уровень 8, блядь, да? Ну ладно. Ну, теперь уровень 8 есть. Вот, заебись. 10. Вот и хорошо, блядь. Заебись. Охуенно. Покачались нахуй. Уже состояние района. Чем больше убивать, тем опаснее становится район. Состояние здоровья жителей района кажется ниже критического уровня, он пустится в хаос. В районе решайте вы. А, ухуя анемия, да? Вот то головная боль. Стабильная. Ага. Стабильная. А чё у меня, кстати, какие лекарства у меня вообще есть? Простуды, сепсиса, анемия, переутомление. Ага. Ну ладно. Я думаю, можно сейчас этому анемии дать лекарство. Он сидит, блядь. Хуй. Ёбаный. Где хер, блядь, здесь сидел уже? О.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reid. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Битие. Улучшить кольцо инструментов, получать опыт, увеличить
You're
гаража.
lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Так лекарство, ёпта.
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
Зёл.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
Ну да, блядь.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favor.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reid. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
Ага, заебись.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reid. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
Да ты умный, блядь. Чувачок. Да, головной боли у меня, к сожалению, нихуя нету.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Оливия фанал, мистер Кокс. Блэк Кокс. Ха! Хуй знает, куда мне там идти, блядь, правда. Блядь, ебаные метки, я вас не ставлю нахуй. Откуда вы беретесь? Да, тяжело. Мариш, ты дурак. Дурак, придурочный орёт, чё ты, блядь? Сосать! Отсоси! Да сука! Да погоди ты, блядь. Ну, чувак. Все, блядь, сдох. Ну, все эти плакаты видели. Сука, козел какой, а? Ломится там, блядь. Сдохни, блядь. Уёбок. Чё, блядь? Блядь. Сосать! Ебать, он меня саданул. Сдохни, блядь. Да сука! Блядь, заебал. Да, блядь. Кто там, где заперся? Не могу понять. Кто? Где заперся? Я не могу понять, кто там заперся, где заперся и чё заперся. Блин. Ну да и ладно.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Petrescu! Petrescu похроном! Ебать.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Ага, спасибо.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Ну все, блядь.
Goodbye, young man.
Weapons will be proud of me.
It's all a bloody joke to you, isn't it? What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reid, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Damn.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
The word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Опа.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
Ага, давай.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
Yes. Sounds like shell shock. I've seen a few cases like yours. This is nothing you should be ashamed of, Benjamin. And it's perfectly natural in your situation.
Not ashamed. I just need my pills. Peace and quiet, that's all.
Ага. Так. А. Бля, мигрени у меня нет. Сука. Угу.
A gun?
Понятно.
How are you?
I'm not your boy.
Блять.
Goodbye, young.
Ладно. Окей, погнали.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Rid, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Rid.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Так. Узнаем о людях.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
А ты так, блядь, занимаешься не мошенничеством. Че, ёбнулась, блядь?
I'd like to see what kind...
Бля, где, кстати? Интересно,
When
где все
science
деньги?
fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Ага. Блять. Блять, а куда идти-то нахуй? Сюда, что ли? Дальше по улице?
I cannot enter.
Блять! Так, а идти-то куда по итогу? Или я могу к нему зайти?
There's no one in. Nobody at home.
Да, блядь, я это понял. Просто как мне за ним следить, если, ну, никого там нет. Ну, вы угораете. Как мне следить за человеком, за которым я не могу посадить, блядь? Сука. Как мне попасть в ту сторону? Интересная загадка для меня, блядь.
It's locked, all right.
Понятное дело, что невозможно открыть с той стороны, блядь. Блядь! Все, сдохнем нахуй. Блять. Блять, вы уж извините меня, но как не попасть на ту сторону? Какая-то загадка, блядь, даже. Ну, блядь, раз уж на то пошло, блядь. Я вообще не понимаю.
Goody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, goodbye. Только у меня вопрос, как мне, блядь, хуя этого Поймать, не поймать.
There's nobody here.
Я понял. Извиняюсь. Ага, Дороти Крейн, блядь, там. Сука.
It's locked.
Так, блядь, невозможно открыть с этой стороны. Так, ебать, а как мне еще попасть в ебаный дом, нахуй? Че, ебанутые, блядь? Да я знаю, что никого нет дома! Так а как мне, блядь, проникнуть, нахуй? Блядь, это пиздец. Так. Нет. Надо как-то подумать. Что мне делать? Блять. Ну, здесь, соответственно, никак не пройти. Нигде, блядь. Хотя почему-то логично. Вот здесь вот, я думаю, должен какой-то открываться там проход, блядь. Вот хуй знает. Я, блядь, даже не знаю, ну... Как, блядь, что делать, нахуй? Действительно, хуй его знает. Как, блядь... Блять, ну как вот, блядь, за этим... ёбаным Дариусом проследить, блядь. Я вообще не представляю. Просто не представляю, как это делать, блядь. Что я сделал сейчас? Вообще не понимаю, что я сделал, блядь. Блядь, что я сделал? Вообще не понимаю, нахуй.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Niddercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Наконец-то, блядь.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Погнали. Ебать, получилось, пиздец. Что я, блядь, сделал? Вообще не понимаю, нахуй.
quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Rid, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Ну да, блядь. Это хорошо, это похвально.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Hey, Clayton.
Please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
Понятно, решает проблемы какие-то свои.
The disease upon us is not an accident of nature.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Rid.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Ну да.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Понятно.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Ага, хорошо.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Понятно.
Goodbye, Mr.
Опыт получен. Блять, еще теперь письмо искать, охуеть. Ну ладно, погнали. Что ж делать-то? Значит. Слышь ты нахуй. Мадам, блядь, стоять нахуй.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Блять, она может снимает, чувак, ты что, дурак, блядь?
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
Охуенный диалог, содержательный, блядь. Ебанешься, нахуй. Так, хорошо. Где мне искать? Мать его, почтовый ящик. Блять, ну вот честно, создатели игры, вы так хотели, чтобы я бегал, искал блядский почтовый ящик? Серьезно, сука? Вы, блядь, серьезно, нахуй? Дебилы ебучие. Вот он, блядь.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. It's locked, all right.
Перепрыгнуть, не?
It's elite!
Бля, ебать тут нахуй враги уже расфиженные, конечно, пиздец. Блять. Да блять! Вы чё, ебанутые? Я не туда, блядь. Пошел нахуй. К чему у тебя устойчивость? Ты гнида, блядь. Ой, блядь, иди нахуй. Все. Я понял свою ошибку. Я понял, осознал. Все, отъебись. Так. Хорошо. А где этот, блядь? Хуй. Поэтский, блядь.
I cannot enter.
Бля. Так а как на то попасть теперь, блядь? Я не знаю вообще, что я там сделал тогда, блядь. Блядь, это просто пиздец какой-то. Блядь, я не понимаю, как это работает, блядь. Тут, наверное, никак. Просто, блядь, извините, нахуй, меня подвиньтесь, блядь. Блядь, ну это, сука, пиздец какой-то. Вот там хуй. Ворот какие-то, забор, блядь. Там можно обойти по... Не, ну, блядь. Нет, подожди, стоп. Бля, ебать квесты, пиздец, тут хуй просышь. Как? Чего? Куда, блядь? Зачем? Для чего, блядь? Пиздец какой-то, просто, блядь. Блядь. Священник стоит там еще. Туда, вот, блядь, вот. Ну, с этого края пойдем. Может, там что есть? О, уже лучше, блядь. Уже действительно лучше. Ой. Сумасшедший хер, блядь. Да, блядь. Просто дохуище, блядь. Это не могу понять. Товарищи мои дорогие, блядь. Кровь дай нахуй! Собака сутулая. На-ка нахуй рукой, ёпта. Все, сдохни, подохни, блядь. Где этот хер, блядь? Бля, я просто извиняюсь. Я просто извинякиваюсь, блядь. Ну чё ты тут, блядь? Ходишь, ебанутый, блядь.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Да, блядь.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Ага, конечно, блядь.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
Ну да, блядь.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
А чё у тебя простуда, блядь? У меня нет.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Ну ладно.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Ага, отлично. Всего хорошего.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Блядь, хоть дверь открыта теперь, пиздец. Отлично. Мать.
Hello again. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
Да, блядь.
Very well.
Стоп, нет, стоп.
Hello again.
Недосмотр. Здорово.
Very well.
Здорово, нахуй. Здорово, здорово, как говорится. Ладно, погнали. К Дариусу. Ура. Женщина. О, чел. А я тебе могу дать лекарство? Как я тебе могу? Да как я тебя могу вылечить, блядь? Я хуй его знаю, как мне, блядь, лечить людей здесь. Все не лечится, блядь. Тебе нужно загипнотизировать, типа.
Just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop. Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Дом дарился Петреску.
If you want to talk to Dorothea,
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Ага.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Ага.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Ну, понятное дело, блядь. Че у тебя? Бронхит? Сорян.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but...
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think...
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man.
Понятно.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
It is not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Yeah.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you?
Really? Then perhaps you have more in...
Ну да. Охуенно.
Goodbye.
До свидания, мистер Петреску, ебать, Димитреску, ебать. Окей, я понял.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily, high fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort, liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor.
Давай, еби ему иглу нахуй. Как в криминальном чтиве. Надеюсь, он выжил. Ну и чё? Нет? Нет?
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something.
А, значит, его не спасти было, ебать. В любом
numerous
случае.
reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Suonsi is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
Ну ладно, окей.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Блять, у меня ни копейки в кармане, какие ингредиенты, ёпта.
We have a deal.
Какая подсказка должна была сработать, блядь? Можете мне объяснить?
It's locked.
А, спать легла, я так понимаю, да? Ну что ж, мои дорогие друзья, на этом мы закончим. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, ставьте комментарии, жмите колокольчик и всем пока.